Treatments and therapies, when you were talking about the sensory ball and the profiling, could you talk about like those types? It's not necessarily, that's more of an identifying, but just kind of like various treatments and therapies that you might hear.
Some verbiage you might hear is ABA, that's applied behavioral analysis, verbal behavior, discrete trial, sensory breaks, let me think. You might hear floor time, listening therapies, occupational therapy, speech therapy, pragmatic language, expressive language, all of those types of things, processing speeds. All of those things factor in to make that good plan for your child. And it doesn't just stop in school. So when you go to hopefully you're in early intervention, you get that 0 to 3, and that's all very developmental. And then you go to school, and that's very academic. And those are in academic settings. So they're not working on that developmental piece. So you may not be up to par developmentally. So you still have to do outside therapy. So
right.
just because you're going to school does not mean you have to stop, that they're going to be able to take you through everything that you're going to need. You're still going to have to do those outside therapies.
Right.
And they're very expensive. So we do have an insurance law here in Illinois that families can benefit from. And then there are different grants and things out to help families out.
Yeah, because that is another point I wanted to talk about.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, that and another one being assistive technology. I know that plays a big part in helping children with autism understand and communicate with their families, particularly if you're nonverbal.
There's many methodologies for assistive technology. One right now that's buzzing is using iPads. I like the iPad. It's great, but a lot of kids use the iPad for entertainment also.
Right.
So we're not using it for the functionality all the time of being able to communicate your needs. So there are very low tech devices, and one would be PEX, which is the Picture Exchange Communication System, and it's a book where they'd actually hand you the pictures of what they want, and then eventually they will start to build sentences, and then hopefully language will come from that. And then there are Dynaboxes. There's tons of different assistive technology pieces, and each child should be screened at the school level or in early intervention.
Okay.
If they need for an assistive technology device. So the school districts should be screened, and if they aren't, that is something that I would definitely have written into your IEP or ask for a screening to be done.
Yeah, because I can imagine, as you said, like the therapies, the assistive technology, that can get quite expensive.
Yes, it can.
For a parent. But let's say you do have a child with a disability, and you don't necessarily have the money to go out and get that iPad or Dynabox. Is there any places or
well, the assistive technology, there's an assistive technology group in Illinois that they'll come out and do an evaluation on your child, and they have loaner devices and different things like that, but to be able to purchase don't go out and purchase a device until it's been until you've worked with a speech pathologist or somebody that has been trained in assistive technology. Because you may think, you heard Sally, I hear this all the time. I was sitting with my girlfriend at Starbucks, and her son's using an iPad. I want my son to be using an iPad. That might not be the appropriate piece of technology to be using for them. So you really need to make sure that you get that screened and tested, so you know what they need to be using.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
Because then that can also, you're not out there spending money that you don't have.
Right. And as I said, one size does not fit all, especially with kids with autism.